Hi, it's Jon Mitchell, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So we have a few things to talk about today. We just did a press conference on tree planting. Now, we've done these before, but a few years ago, I set a goal that the city should plant 500 trees a year for each of the next 5 years. And so we marked that occasion. This year, again, we're going to exceed that goal. And it was a lofty goal when we put it in place, but the idea is this, that trees are probably the simplest way to beautify a neighborhood and to revitalize a neighborhood. Trees clean the air, they slow down traffic, they collect storm water so it doesn't get into the system and cause flooding, which happens quite often in the city, and they raise property values. Neighborhoods where there are lots of trees, property values tend to be higher as a result. So as you've seen around the city over the last few years, there are trees springing up along the main streets, and we really want to continue that. This city used to have a lot of trees, and most of us are not old enough to remember when that was, but the city didn't replace them over time. It didn't do a big planting, big tree initiative to replace them. We're doing that now. And so, you know, they're not going to be fully bloomed out for another 15 years or so or 20 years or so, but we're trying to do our part to build the city of the future and for our future generations, for our kids and our grandchildren, and planting trees is going to be a big part of it. So once we start to fill the city out, then over time we can just replace them, you know, the ones that are knocked down by storms or die otherwise. But we need to keep that up. But we're catching up fast, and our guys at the DPI are doing a great job making that happen. A couple of other things. So I spoke this week at the American Wind Energy Association conference in Rhode Island, in Warwick. It was their annual offshore wind conference. And I make my sales pitch, I do my infomercial about New Bedford to get everybody thinking about it. And what was very encouraging about my time there was that I didn't have to try too hard, that the work we've done over the last few years to promote New Bedford as a center for offshore wind in the future, I think is taking hold in the industry and among all the businesses that do business with the industry. So these are not just the developers of offshore wind farms, but also the manufacturers that build the parts and all the consultants and engineers and everybody else who's involved in it one way or the other. So New Bedford's on the tip of their tongue. And as we've discussed before, this is a long-term play. Offshore wind is not going to show up overnight. It's going to take several years for this thing to build up, but once it builds, it's going to really start to happen, and we're in a good position. What's key for us now is to keep doing what we're doing, which is to be really aggressive and continue to plant the New Bedford flag and do the waterfront planning that's necessary to attract businesses and to continue to build relationships with people in the industry so that they know when it comes time to set up shop, they should be doing it right here in New Bedford. Today, there was an announcement about defibrillators in the city. I really want to thank, so there are 25 sets of defibrillators that will be going out to different places in the city for emergency action in case someone's having cardiac problems. They're state-of-the-art, and we think it's a real upgrade in public safety in the city. Senator Montigny did a nice job advocating for state funding to get those, to pay for the defibrillators, and the way was led by the Toomey family, Fred and Marianne Toomey, who lost their son Sean, a good friend of so many in the city, including me, a few years ago from a heart attack, and these defibrillators will be established in his name, and it's a great legacy for Sean Toomey, and I'm very proud of the work the Toomey family did to make this happen. The last thing is we got Halloween, and so I hope everybody has a safe Halloween. There are opportunities for kids at both the rec center on Hillman Street as well as the parade, Loretta Bork's parade in the South End to do some community Halloween activities that are safe. And our police department will be on the lookout just to make sure every family has an opportunity to enjoy a safe and fun Halloween, and so you might see me out there a little bit. I'm not going to tell you what my costume is, but until next time, this has been the Mayor's Update.